In 2026, the Olympic flame won't have one home. It's going to burn in two different cities at the exact same time. Let that sink in. How do you light two Olympic cauldrons without turning the whole thing into a cheap copy? How do you make it feel real when it's literally doubled? And why does the official design keep pointing quietly toward Leonardo da Vinci? Because once you see what Italy built, you realize this isn't a bowl of fire, it's a machine. It performs, it breathes, and it's hiding a message in plain sight. Milano Cortina. 2026 is a winter game spread across different places on purpose. Not one compact Olympic bubble, not one single host city vibe. It's city and mountains, industry and snow, urban spectacle and alpine myth. And that creates a brutal question no organizer wants to answer. Where do you put the heart of the Olympics when the Olympics have two homes? Today, we're breaking down why 2026 ends up with two cauldrons, the engineering trick that makes them feel alive instead of duplicated, and the Leonardo secret, a Renaissance idea that suddenly becomes the perfect symbol for a modern Olympics. To understand this, we have to go back to what a cauldron is actually for, because it's not just fire, it's a claim. In most games, the cauldron does one job. It tells the world where the Olympics live. Not where the cameras are, not where the biggest building is, where the spirit is anchored. It's the punctuation mark at the end of the opening ceremony sentence. This is the moment. This is the place. This is the games. But now imagine the Milano Cortina problem. Milan is the powerhouse. International city, massive media presence, iconic monuments. Cortina d'Ampezzo is the winter fantasy. Mountains, snow, tradition, the postcard image you expect from the Winter Olympics. So where do you put the one and only cauldron? Put it in Milan, and Cortina risks feeling like the mountain DLC. Put it in Cortina, and Milan feels like it hosted the show, while the soul lives elsewhere. Two vibes, two identities, one event. And if the Olympics are partly about unity, this is the exact moment where unity can look fake. So Italy chooses a solution that sounds like a paradox. Two cauldrons in two cities, lit and extinguished in perfect synchrony. One ritual shared across distance. But here's the trap. Two cauldrons can easily feel like two props. So how do you make the world feel like it's still one sacred flame? One story? One heartbeat? Keep that question because the answer starts with staging. The cauldrons aren't placed randomly. They're staged for symbolism. In Milan, the cauldron sits at the Arco della Pace, a triumphal arch that already looks like it was built for ceremony. You don't even need to explain it. The visuals do it for you. In Cortina, the other cauldron goes to Piazza di Bona, the town's public heart. Not hidden behind fences, not tucked inside a venue complex. A place where daily life happens. So the Olympics feel like they're in the town, not just visiting. That choice matters because it changes the flame from a TV-only symbol into a public landmark. And then Milan adds a second layer, repetition. Starting February 7th, the Milan Cauldron becomes the center of a short public show. 3 to 5 minutes every hour from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. with music by Roberto Cacciapaglia. That's not a thing you glance at. That's a ritual loop, a scheduled heartbeat. But staging only gets you halfway. Because the big risk remains. Two cities could still feel like two separate realities. So Italy makes the cauldron do something most cauldrons never do. It moves. The design explicitly references Leonardo da Vinci's knots. Those interlaced geometric patterns that look like strands weaving through each other forever. And that is the perfect metaphor for Milano Cortina 2026. Because the entire Games is basically saying, we're not one single place, we're a network. A knot is literally a message of unity. Separate the strands, and you destroy the pattern. The whole identity depends on interconnection. So the secret influence isn't that Leonardo designed the cauldron in 2026. Obviously he didn't. It's that the organizers are borrowing a Leonardo-style visual language to solve a modern branding problem. How do you make two locations feel like one identity? You choose a symbol that only exists when multiple elements are woven together. But Leonardo is more than a knot guy. There's a deeper Leonardo vibe here that most people forget. Leonardo wasn't only an artist, he was also a builder of spectacle. Leonardo worked on theatrical effects and court spectacles, machines designed to create awe. Not just pretty, not just smart, awe. And that's the hidden connection. Mechanics as emotion. Now look back at what we've got in 2026. A cauldron that opens and closes like a living object, hundreds of pivots working silently, a flame revealed like a sacred relic, and a public show repeating nightly in the city. This is Renaissance showcraft, modernized. Because the Olympics has always been a mix of ritual and theater. The torch, the relay, the stadium moment, the music swell, the reveal. Italy is just making that more literal by turning the cauldron into a performer, and the team behind it makes that intention clearer. Two flames acting as one. And that is why Leonardo is the perfect reference. Because Leonardo isn't just a painter in this story. Leonardo is the idea that art plus engineering can create belief. A machine can feel like myth if you design it right. So when you see those two cauldrons burn in sync, don't think copy, think connection. Two cities tied together by a symbol designed like a knot. And once you notice that, you can't unsee it. See you in the next one.